Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. Today I'm going to show you what I have been up to. We purchased this house. Well, first of all, let's start over. Okay, we purchased this house 2.5 years ago. I'm going to show a little bit of a clip of what the video was about the house before we actually purchased it and what the house looked like when we did purchase it. Then I'm going to go through some of the things that I've been doing. The biggest transformation that I have done so far is this kitchen. Now, as we go through the video, it shows what a lot of the work that I have been doing. Now we have, this house, first of all, is almost 140 years old. So there's a lot of original stuff to it. Now, the kitchen cabinets, as you can see, those were in the house when we bought the house. Now, I figure they're probably about 20 years old. It's mission style, and you could get mission style, and they're in really good condition, so they don't really show any age on them. So, but the problem is they had put the regular or the old countertops back on it, and it was I can't even think of the name of it. It's the stuff that most countertops used to be, just cheap stuff. Well, the problem is over here there was a seam above the dishwasher, and the seam had done this, and then there was all kinds of bacteria up in that seam, and I didn't want it. And they put the original sink on it back in. Well, as original, it looked like it was about 80 years old, in really bad shape. Yeah, it was really, really bad. It was, you'll be able to see a little bit of the picture in some of the pictures. So that's the first thing that we did, is we had those countertops removed. And I can show you, we've got this, let's see if you can see it. It is man-made granite, so it's like quartz, and it's extremely strong. No staining on it, nothing scratches it. It's heat resistant. And it's beautiful. So we did that just like within 6 weeks after we moved in, because I couldn't stand the countertop. And we got the new sink, as you can tell, and a new faucet. The sink is an undermount, where the other one was on top, and it had this great big giant lip. If you look closely in the video, you'll be able to see it. New faucet, everything. And then as well as you'll be able to see in the video that we have changed the dishwasher, the stove, and the microwave, because the dishwasher was barely working, and it took forever for it to clean anything. And it was just really, really old, and probably 40, 50 years old. And then the microwave would barely work, and it just was horrible. And the stove, only 1 or 2 burners worked. So that was the first thing we did, new appliances. Now the microwave, they had purchased a brand new microwave, and it was sitting out in the garage. So I installed that. We had another microwave that we were using until I got that one installed. We had one sitting on the counter. So I got that one all done. The fridge was brand new, so it was good. We kept that. So this house stopped originally right here. So that was the kitchen. And then they did this addition that has all these windows. Now, as you will be able to see, the trim work was red, which I am not a fan of red in my house on my walls. So that was the first thing I did, was painted all the trim work around the doors and all the windows, because it was this really deep red, and above the microwave. So I painted those white. As you can see, these are all white now. And then I painted the walls, because the walls was like a dark tan. I didn't like it. It was really old looking. And so I painted the walls a light gray. Then I purchased the drapes from Walmart, and I had to get, I got 4 sets. And these ones, of course, I couldn't do the length ones. So I took these ones and I cut them in half and took some of it off because it was still too much. And so I've got 4 panels across there. And the reason why they're as low as they are is I'm short. In the evening and the afternoon when I'm cooking, the sun would shine right in my face. So that kept that from happening. So once we got all the trim and all the paint and everything done, I spray painted all the fixtures. Let me show you. The handles, and I spray painted all of these locks in a really pretty silver, like a gunmetal silver. So I spray painted all those, put those all back on. Then I started on the floor. I started in August, and I just finished 2 weeks ago. So it was a process, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so this is the video that we saw of our house before we came from Utah to take a look at it. And it is almost 140 years old, and we were definitely interested in coming and seeing this house. Now, there's some things about it that I won't change. This is our dining room. The lighting, the wall is really dark gray, and I'm going to be painting it light gray. That's the next thing on my list to do. Of course, you'll get to see that. Now, these are the original hardwood floors. We're leaving them just as is. So, yeah. And then we're going to move into the kitchen, which we are going to be working on. You can see the sink, the countertop, everything's old except for the cabinets and the fridge. The cabinets were in great condition. The fridge was new, but everything else was extremely old and just really needed to be updated. Now that's our little kitchen nook. Now right there by that door, that's where the house used to end. They did an addition, and that is now our breakfast nook / coffee bar. And you can just see all that dark red. The walls, I said it was like a beige. It was like an ugly brown mustard beige. It was horrible. And of course, they didn't show on the countertop there where it was damaged. They stopped it. And I didn't see it till we came there, but I knew we could take care of it. This little room, that piano is no longer there. Now, this is our living room. It's a long, skinny living room. I took half of that for my craft room. This is our master bathroom. Now, this doesn't show all the rooms. It only shows this bedroom and 2 other bedrooms. There's a 4th bedroom and a 3rd bathroom downstairs and a bathroom upstairs that this video doesn't show. That yellow paint is going away. This dark turquoise paint is going away. This pink and purple paint is going away. This is my husband's study. This is my oldest grandson's bedroom. And my daughter is in the bedroom that's downstairs. These are all these walls are going to be painted once I'm done with it. So this is the red door is actually going to be painted. I'm thinking white. And this is just the view from our corner looking on. Now, these are some still pictures that I snagged off of the website so you could see how dark that floor is. Now that's linoleum, and I'm going to show you in a minute. It was all tore up from the fridge and other things, and this is where I painted all that red white, and then I started on the walls, and I painted them a light gray, and then I did the backsplash in 3x6 subway tiles. So here you can see what it looked like before. Now this is the island that I built. Of course, we had to move that out to work on it. This is where I am doing the backsplash. Now I used a white grout. Now I'm going to put down in the description box all of this stuff where I got it, the sizes, everything. So here I was working on that backsplash, getting it all cut and laid. Now this is where I'm going to show you. This is in the hallway and in the laundry room. This is what happened right after they put this linoleum up. They started moving heavy furniture over it and ripped it up. There was 3 spots in front of the fridge in the kitchen, all tore up. Now that's the piano. Well, that's what's left at the piano. I'm taking that piano apart. Now this one, my grandson, this piece I pull up, he thought that was cool, and he grabbed it and started pulling it more. And I'm like, stop, stop, stop. And it's gross under there, but I can't clean it up until I rip it out, and that will be done as well. That area will be all ripped out and probably tile laid. Okay, this is where I was pulling up the tile. I was scraping up that thick, sticky glue. It was leaving a lot of residue. I had to use industrial acetone and pour it on it, let it sit, scrape it up, pour it on it, sit, scrape it up. You can see I was just kind of moving across the room, getting that. Now this is where I've gotten all the tile up, and I've scraped it. Now, this is when I decided I'm going to sand this. And this is what I end up doing. I sanding it. I spent 2 8-hour days sanding this floor to get to it. Now, what wood I exposed was gorgeous. The problem is that they had painted the floor blue at some point, and they didn't sand it first, and there was all these ridges in the wood, and the paint got down in those ridges, and I literally sanded to the top of the nails and could not sand anymore. And you'll see what it looks like when I did get as much after the end of the 2 days. I was done. I was tired. My back was killing me. And I just like, I'm done. But the floors were gorgeous, but there was still so much of that blue that was there that I couldn't. I let that sander sit on those spots, and it wasn't sanding it up. So that's when we made the decision to tile it. And I don't have any problem with what I did. I absolutely love the tile. It really brightens up the room. It just changes the whole look at it. But the wood was beautiful, but I could just never get down to it. And I didn't want to use the belt sanders because it would have chewed up those nails. It would not have been good. So the next view, you'll see I started tiling under the fridge. Pulled the fridge out, and this is the first set of tiles. I tiled them. The next day I grouted them, and then moved on to the next section. And you can see I just did section by sections. These tiles are 24 by 12. They're porcelain tiles. They're very heavy. And so I only did like a few rows each day because it was just killing my back. I have a bad knee, and I had these really nice knee pads, and my knees were just on fire. Now, as you can see, I'm moving across the room. Now, see that seam? That's where that wall used to be. That was the end of the house. Now, that floor is 1 inch. It goes down to 1 inch difference. So you're going to see a seam across that because the tile would break if I didn't do that. If you see that one spot did break, so I had to cut that and fix it. All right, here I am, and this is when it happened. I was on my last day. I was using my grinder, and I cut my hand, which took me out of the equation, and I couldn't touch it for a week. And then, because I still had some tiles around the edges, and here as I finally at this point I got all the tile down, and I was waiting to start grouting. Now, I did the grouting in 3 days, but after those 2 days, I had left for Utah for a week, and then I got back and I finished it. This whole process took me from the 3rd week of August until a week and a half before Christmas. Long process, very hard on my back. I'm glad that part's done. When I do more tile, which I will be doing the same tile in the bathroom, but I don't have to tear nothing up. I just have to lay it down. And there you can see my coffee bar. Now that coffee bar is going to be, I'm going to paint it white, put a back on it, and put a dark black or dark brown new top on it with resin so that water can't affect it. And as you can see, the dogs, this was the day before, one day before I started to grout, and the dogs was licking the grooves. I had to sweep and mop to make sure there was nothing in those grooves, because Mr. Little Bentley thought it was okay to chew it, to lick. Now, the only thing I have left to do is see those, that is my heater vents. They're an ugly brown. I'm going to be painting those white, putting those in, and I have to sand the thresholds, put those down. The kickboard is black. I'm going to paint that white. And then I have some baseboards that I'll be putting in the in the breakfast nook, because it needs actual baseboards. And that will be easy. That will be a couple of days work after the new year. So as you can see, I'm just kind of showing you, I used a 1/4 inch spacers, and I used Delorean Gray grout, and the tile, I can't think of the name, but I will put it in the description box, and it's from Home Depot. Like I said, this is my island that I made, and I'm going to be putting resin on the top of that too, because I didn't realize how soft that wood was, and every time anyone writes, it shows up. So I'll be fixing that soon. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. I know I was showing a lot of the pictures on Instagram while I was doing it, but I just love the way this the room turned out. It's so bright, so airy. Now my daughter said, "Mom, you need to paint those cabinets black." And I said, "And no, I don't, and I'm not, because I'm trying to lighten the room up." As you can see, and you look through that other room, that's dark gray. And so yeah, that's going to get all painted. And here I'm showing you some more of the backsplash that I did, and those came from Home Depot as well. And I used a white grout, and that was an 1/8 inch spacer on those, and it's sanded grout. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this. Like I'm said at the beginning of this video, the counters were horrible. They were stained, they were marked up. The one spot was split. Yuck. So yeah, and I just hope you guys really like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. After you hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hit it twice. You can click all. Then you're going to be notified every time I upload a video. Oh, that ceiling fan, when we moved into this house, it had no light there. It just had a hole with wires. So I can do a lot of different things, and one thing I can do is light fixtures. And so I put that ceiling fan in. I have one more light fixture to change out over the sink. So, you guys have a great day. Call somebody and tell them you love them. Also, have a very blessed week and be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.